Will you stop scrolling and give me a few minutes? Look guys, the day is coming in America when being a faithful Christian could cost you your life. And I think we are closer than ever before to living in the conditions like the people did in the book of Acts. So we have to ask, is there any good news? Well, if you ask me, I truly believe the current situation is really good news. I have been so burdened by the church's lack of fire and failure to follow and obey the biblical model that was laid out by Jesus himself and then executed to perfection by the early church. The mandate was laid out by Jesus the day he ascended to heaven, and the 120 that were present simply heard him and they obeyed what he said. And sadly, we've come to this place in this day where all that is being produced in the Western church is soft, nominal Christians who lack love for Christ and have never even thought about what obedience to Jesus even means. I mean, geez, most don't even know the real gospel or any of his commands. There's no accountability. And we ask why? Look at what's going on in the building on Sunday. In most churches, we have this me-centered show going on. It's all about the man on the stage and less about raising up leaders and disciples. It's all about smoke and lights and entertainment. It's all about self-serving. Leaders are afraid to preach the message the early Christians preached out of fear of losing friends, losing followers. Most are more concerned with elevating self and human approval and budgets than they are fulfilling the mandate Christ left us with. And all this has produced is superficial Christianity. And the truth is, enormous amounts of time and energy, hope, and money have been invested into the wrong places. And what's happened is superficial Christianity has blurred the clear lines between the kingdom of heaven and the kingdom of this world and softened the demands of the gospel, making professing and following Christ easy and without cost. And what does this lead to? Fancy buildings filled with highly religious, superficially moral, self-righteous people who don't understand the gospel and are self-deceived about their true spiritual state and spend their lives with one foot in the kingdom and one foot in the world. And I want you to look around at our Christian culture and tell me this isn't true. Better yet, take time and go and read the book of Acts and you tell me where you see a church in our culture today that reflects the early church. Right, you will only find churches like that in the most heavily persecuted parts of the world. North Korea, Afghanistan, Somalia, China, and so on. But you are not going to find any in the West. But now with the facade of cultural Christianity being destroyed, true Christianity is starting to stand out in a way that it hasn't in our lifetime. We have come into a season where God is separating the real from the fake. Guys, we can no longer hide under the disguise of superficial Christianity. God is dismantling this superficial Christian system, and what he's replacing it with is real biblical Christianity.